celebration. Have you ever been to a Cinco de Mayo party? Well, it's no big deal if you haven't. This kid, Max, had never been to one until his friend Jose invited him to a party. And speaking of parties, here's a party of two, Red Bear and Pink Bear.
We always have a party at school for Cinco de Mayo. Did you know that really Cinco de Mayo is a day that commemorates the Mexican Army's unlikely victory over the French forces at the Battle of Puebla in 1862? No, I can't say that I knew that. Well, it's true.
It is true. It is true. And now, in the United States, it's become more of a celebration of Mexican-American culture and all things Mexican-American. So, let's see how Max celebrates Cinco de Mayo. Maybe it's how you guys do. Maybe it's like Red Bear does. Max and Jose are good friends. Hey! Hey, Max. Hey, Jose. Look at that. They're playing a little soccer. There's their dog. Jose invites Max to a special party with his family. It's Cinco de Mayo. It means the 5th of May in Spanish. This is true. 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo. Jose tells Max that Cinco de Mayo is a holiday in Mexico. All true stories. They have parades and stuff. Jose and his family celebrate Cinco de Mayo in many ways. Oh, I see everybody's dressed up in classic folkloric costuming. Got the big hats, the colorful dresses. The ladies have flowers in their hair. Oh, I see that Max dressed up and wore a nice spiffy tie. And they have a fiesta! You know what a fiesta is? It's a party! Max is happy to go to the fiesta with Jose. What's not to love about a fiesta? Jose and his family make special food for the fiesta. They make sweet bread and they make tacos. All good stuff. Jose and his family play music and dance. Max likes the music and the dancing. Who doesn't love the music and the dancing? Oh, he's got the maracas out. Watch out. It's a real party when somebody busts out the maracas. Jose and his family go to a Cinco de Mayo parade. Oh, cool. And Max goes to the parade too. Look at that. He's even wearing a hat. The ladies with the giant paper flowers. Look at everybody lined up watching the parade go by. It's fun to watch a parade. It's even more fun to be in a parade. Max and Jose play with a piñata. Ooh, that's classic. And Max laughs when the piñata breaks open. Whoa! It's raining candy! Max had fun at the fiesta. And Max tells Jose he wants to go to Cinco de Mayo fiesta every year. Because Max is a very intelligent young man who enjoys tacos and sweet bread and cultural celebrations. Did you see all that food? It is not a party without food. Oh, I know what you should take to your next Cinco de Mayo party. Chicks and salsa. I mean, chips and salsa. Or do I mean chicks and salsa? You say you're going to a fiesta? You say you need to bring an interesting snack? Well, how about chicks and salsa? Approved by random roosters everywhere. No actual chickens are in the salsa. And as random rooster goes off to check on the hen house, let's see what's inside. We're promised a rollicking good time. We are promised a recipe. Oh yeah, a recipe for your own chicks and salsa for your next fiesta. There were grumblings in the hen house of Nut Hatcher Farm. Grumblings, like that's not a normal chicken sound. Why ever are they grumbling? The chickens were tired of chicken feed. You know, same old every day. The rooster took it upon himself to solve this problem. I noticed their rooster doesn't look like a random rooster. Oh, okay. You're in a different hen house. Got it. Mrs. Nuthatcher, the farmer's wife, there she is, has started watching cooking shows in the afternoon. Oh, okay. And the rooster was perched on a fence post right outside the farmhouse window when he discovered the solution to his problem. Salsa! Oh, no, not salsa, the music. Ugh, I always get those confused. Salsa, the actual dip, the sauce, the sauciness of life at a party. Led by the rooster, the chickens crept into the garden where they took tomatoes and uprooted onions. Ooh, she's got to be very quiet. There she is, pulling up an onion. This one's playing with her food. Oh my goodness, this one's already starting a tomato fight. Oh, that's gonna give them away. But they're moving quietly and quickly, getting the ingredients, which apparently the rooster got the full list off of the TV. Well, that night, the chickens ate chips and salsa, though nobody was quite certain where the chickens got the chips. The tasty tang of tomatoes and onions hung over the barnyard, and the rooster said, "Ole!" Now, pause for a moment here, because ole is actually from Spain, and chips and salsa is Mexican. But he's a rooster, so he wouldn't know that, but I thought you should. Very soon, there were mumblings at the duck pond of Nuthatcher Farm. Inspired by the chickens, the ducks decided that they were tired of fish. Not again. Same old, same old. What do you want me to do, Bob? Oh, guess what's for dinner? For the 79th night in a row. Now, with the rooster's encouragement, you can do it, guys. The ducks dipped into the garden, where they selected cilantro and gathered garlic. And that night, the ducks ate guacamole, though nobody was quite certain where the ducks got the avocados. Well, clearly somebody has some sort of subscription to Amazon Fresh or something. The spicy scent of garlic and cilantro hung over the barnyard, and the ducks said, "Ole!" Once again, the ducks not realizing that guacamole is more of a Mexican dip, and ole once again is a Spanish cry, especially after dancing. But they're ducks. They probably haven't actually been to Spain to know that. The next morning, there were rumblings in the pig pen of Nuthatcher Farm. Overwhelmed by the enticing aromas, the pigs decided they were tired of slop. Slop again? Guess what's for dinner? We all know what's for dinner. No more slop, people. So while the roosters distracted Farmer Nuthatcher, the pigs plodded into the garden where they borrowed beans and chopped chilies. And what is he pretending? Is he pretending he's fainting? He's faking a medical emergency. So now you know, if your rooster ever fakes a medical emergency and pretends to faint in front of you, go check on the tomatoes. That night, the pigs ate nachos, although nobody's quite certain where the pigs got the nacho cheese sauce, since that doesn't grow on a tree. So the delightful deliciousness of cheers and chilies hung over the barnyard, and the pigs said, "Ole!" because they heard the ducks and the chickens, and they didn't know any better either. As everyone knows, when a passion for Southwestern cuisine takes hold of farm animals and so many sumptuous, spicy, savory scents collide in the barnyard air, it can only lead to one thing. Could it be leading to mice? I'm not sure, but boy, I know it's leading to a lot of happy pigs, that's for sure. Fiesta! The rooster got things organized, as that rooster does. That wily guy is always coming up with something. And then he returned to his fence post job to watch for a good enchilada recipe. The horses, meanwhile, decorated the barn. No horsing around there. The bull practiced his Mexican hat dance, though nobody was quite certain where the bull got the sombrero. Maybe it was in the avocado package? Regardless, he looks fabulous. Woohoo! As the chickens and the ducks and the pigs snuck into the garden, all their spicy Southwestern supplies were gone! Gone! No! The scallions had been stolen. The peppers had been pilfered. The limes had been lifted. Ay, Dios mío! But, I don't even want to look at that. But there were slurpings in the kitchen of Nuthatcher Farm. What kind of slurpings? Stirred by the succulent smells in the barnyard, Mrs. Nuthatcher had decided to make tamales for the county fair. The southwestern mania spreads. A saucy sweetness hung over the farmhouse kitchen, and Mrs. Nuthatcher said, "Ole!" Once again, because Mrs. Nuthatcher has not been to Spain and knows that that is really a saying from Spain. And she probably heard it from the chickens and the ducks and the horses and everybody saying "Ole" now. Disappointed, the animals canceled the fiesta. I feel so dejected right now. I was completely ready to go get my Southwestern Mexican themed party on. That evening, the chickens ate their chicken feed. The ducks ate their fish. Quack. And the pigs ate their slop. Everybody's, at least they ate. But while the nuthatchers were at the fair, the rooster crept into the kitchen, that wily rooster, and borrowed a French cookbook. How ratatouille of him. The next morning, the rooster ate crepes with white grapes in champagne sauce. Oh la la. Though nobody was quite certain where the rooster learned how to read. Oh, well, that's easy. He was on KidTime StoryTime. A satisfied smile stretched over the rooster's beak, and the rooster said, "Ooh la la." Nope, ooh la la. Yeah, you work on that.
Oh, you're back already. Well, while I take a deep dive into this bowl of chips, let's take a deep dive into the history of Cinco de Mayo. We're talking elaborate costumes and how to make your own party, and the battle that started it all.
Happy Cinco de Mayo!
Why are you wearing a cowboy hat?
Because I don't have a sombrero.
Oh, that makes sense.
I thought so. I mean, si, senora.
That's right. Si, senora. You're ready to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, book style, the way we do here? I think the answer is si, senora. Now, long live Mexico! Oh, by the way, you're always asking me about chapter books. Chapter 1. Float and marching bands move down the street. Cars are honk, honk. Everyone's waving colorful flags. It's Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday, and Cinco de Mayo is simply Spanish for the 5th of May, 5-5. And that's when this festival takes place every year, and people celebrate Mexican pride. Now, classic Cinco de Mayo greeting is telling us to say, "Viva Mexico!" Viva Mexico! That's right, Shields is giraffe, and that means long live Mexico. Shields is going to become trilingual between his French and his English and his burgeoning Spanish skills. Now, what happened on Cinco de Mayo? I mean, why are we celebrating besides the fact that we just love a good fiesta? Well, Mexico once belonged to Spain. The Mexican people won their freedom in 1821, but their troubles were not over. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no. France invaded Mexico in 1862. Mon Dieu. Exactly. People in the city of Puebla were brave. They got ready for battle. Many had no guns, but look, this guy just had a rake, and he's going for it with his farm tools. Well, May 5th is a day that the fierce fighting broke out. There were many more Frenchmen than Mexicans, but somehow, despite the crazy odds, Mexicans won the battle. Mon Dieu. Mon Dieu, indeed, for the French. Well, Chapter 2, proud to be a Mexican. And of course, Mexicans are proud on Cinco de Mayo. They think about the Battle of Puebla, and that's, of course, where the people fought very hard that day. They beat that huge army. They proved their courage and their strength. So people in Mexico, south of our border, celebrate Cinco de Mayo. It is a national holiday there. But can you believe that it is even bigger a holiday here in the United States of America? And that's where Mexican Americans love to celebrate their roots and how proud they are to be from their heritage country. Cinco de Mayo is fiesta time. Dun, 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 dun. Chun, 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 chun. Fiesta. Fiesta is Spanish, it tells us here, for festival. I think fiesta, in Storyteller's opinion, is party, and festival in Spanish is festival. But the fact is, people who speak Spanish all speak it a little bit differently. So, Cinco de Mayo, regardless of your version of Spanish, is a great day for a parade. So what are you going to see? You know, classic classic parade fare like marching kids, costumes, dancing, bands, flags. That's the Mexican flag. They play horns and drums. You'll see floats covered with flowers. There may be fire trucks, people on horses, city leaders waving at you, and then you're waving back. You know, classic parade stuff. Oh, and here we got the words to a famous song. And I'm going to go real close up here because maybe we can sing together. Are you ready? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar.
I like this song.
Me too. Porque no tiene, porque le falta una pata para andar.
Can you see me?
I totally cannot see you.
I need a sombrero.
I know, you need a sombrero and one that maybe is not so gigantic.
No, I want it big.
Okay, fine. Did you enjoy the song? I'm sorry I don't have my maracas. I left them at my mom's house. Super bummed about that. It would have made the song so much better. Mexican costumes! Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. You're going to see colorful costumes on Cinco de Mayo often. Why are they green and red and white? Because those are the colors of the flag. And the girls are going to wear big skirts and ruffles if they wear that folkloric classic costume stuff. They'll wear flowers in their hair, and they may even carry a fan. Oh yeah! Which is good all times of the year, quite frankly. And many wear shawls and fringe. What do the guys wear? Do they also carry fans? Well, not necessarily. But they wear giant sombreros, like you know who over there wants one. Giant Mexican hats. And then their pants and their jackets are going to have fancy designs. And sometimes they even have little spurs that jingle. Ding, clink, 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 clink. Which brings us to the music and the dance and the food. Because you're going to see a lot of mariachi on Cinco de Mayo, and they wear very jingle-jangly spurs and really fancy costumes, and they have the giant guitars and the violins, and then they have trumpets, and then they're on a stage, or maybe they walk around and they dance and they sing, and while you dance, they have to sing and play the stuff. And then dancers put on Mexican folk dance shows, and those are pretty exciting when they twirl around and then there's a food. You can't have a party. There is no fiesta without food. That's just a law, actually. Food stands serve delicious Mexican foods. Many foods are made with hot chili peppers. They're very spicy. I do not like spicy, storyteller. Oh, I know Doug the dragon, dinosaur dragon. Yo, you call me dragon. I'm only half dragon and I do not like heat. That is why I prefer to be called Doug the dinosaur. That's right. It slipped. I was thinking about how dragons like hot, but you don't like hot. It came out the wrong way. I forgive you. Thank you. So don't worry. I will make sure that you don't have any of the spicy stuff at the Cinco de Mayo party. We will point ourselves towards the non-spicy selections. Excellent. La, 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 la. That's right, because everybody can celebrate spicy and mild alike. Children's fun, also applicable to bears and dinosaurs and also giraffes. Yes. Children enjoy many games at Fiesta Time. The piñata, though, is the classic. It's often shaped like an animal, but I've seen it shaped like Superman. I've seen it shaped like a car. I've seen it shaped, well, anything you can imagine. A piñata comes in. The important thing about the piñata is that it's hanging up high and that it is full of candy. And then you put a blindfold over your eyes and you get a stick and you become a walking menace for the next few seconds while you try to hit the piñata. And if you succeed and hit it, a rain of candy after your reign of terror with the stick. Welcome to Puebla! Now let's say you're in Mexico. Bring! We're in Mexico because that's the magic of Kid Time. And where should we be? Let's go to Puebla because that's where the big battle took place. People are super proud because they played a major part in Mexican history. Look, they've got the decorations out and they've got the costumes going and I bet they have all the food cooking. Later, there's going to be a big show here. They're going to wear clothing from the 1860s as a reminder of the Battle of Puebla. They're going to have a show. They're going to act out the battle. Some are going to dress as the French soldiers. Oh, I should do that part. Yeah, you definitely should. Others dress like the Mexicans. And then they have rifles and cannons roaring. And at last, the Mexicans win. And then it's time for music and food. That's right. Now, how do you join in the spirit of the Cinco de Mayo celebrations? Well, chances are that somewhere where you are, there's probably a big party going on and you just have to ask about it. You can hang up decorations that you can buy in any of the party stores. You can have, it's like Taco Tuesday. You can have tacos. You can do all kinds of things to celebrate the day. At a Cinco de Mayo festival, you might see some people dressed up like this lady, Frida Kahlo. She's a famous Mexican artist known around the world, and Cinco de Mayo celebrates art. I mean, people everywhere know Frida, even French giraffes.
Ah, this is one of my favorite artists. Oh, me too. Hey, Abuela Bear. Have you met Gilles? Bonjour, Abuela Bear. How are you? Oh, Gilles, I have not seen you since last Sunday when you came over for chicken and rice. Oh, I guess you two have met. Oh, yes. Gilles and I love to talk about art. Don't we, Gilles? Oh, yes. I love Abuela Bear's point of view on art, scene, and tragically we love Frida, and we both mourn and bemoan the fact that she was not truly discovered by the world until after her death. Just like so many artists, that is the way of the world. It is the way of the world. Shall we read a little bit about Frida Kahlo? I mean, her effects on the art world continue to go on and on. So, let's see what she was like when she was little. Oh yeah, you see that unibrow, or as I like to call it, that power brow. She's very famous for that, and she would draw a lot of pictures of herself featuring that. That's one of her most famous things. Frida Kahlo was born in Mexico. Just by looking at her, you could see she was special. Well, she's certainly a very colorful girl, isn't she? There she is with her dad. Oh, dad's got a bit of a sunburn, and with mom carrying some delicious vegetables there. Pretty dress, mom. When she was at school, she got very sick. Oh no. The illness made her leg as skinny as a rake. You know what that was? It was polio. You know, that still, you know, we didn't have injections for that. There were no antibiotics to fight the illnesses necessarily, or the vaccinations specifically for polio. So it got her. Well, at least she could still walk, but it did leave her leg always extra skinny. But Frida didn't complain. She was different. She liked to dress differently too. And this is all true in this book. And it's true that one time for a family portrait, she dressed up like a guy just because she liked playing dress up. Then one day, a bus Frida was riding crashed into a car. Life as she knew it changed forever. Oh no, what happened? She's so young. I wonder if she was 18, because this birthday cake, it says 18 in the window, and she looks like she's wearing a school uniform. So I bet she was very young, and it changed forever. How did it change? Well, let's see. After the accident, Frida had to rest in bed. To help the hours pass, she drew pictures of her foot. Foot. Yeah, so she's recovering. So I'm foot. Oh, here's some family pictures. You see what's happening? I think she's using her time while she's sick to develop her artistic skills, thus turning a bad into something good and positive. That's the very definition of silver lining right there. Then, even though she was still in pain, Frida decided to draw self-portraits using a mirror. Now remember how I told you that she's famous for her pictures of herself? Those are called self-portraits. And she started drawing herself. So when she was sick and recovering is when she started to develop that. Now, painting by painting, Frida and her art got better. It was time to show her pictures to someone else. You know, somebody's got to look at it. Look at that right there. That looks pretty good. She visited the famous artist Diego Rivera, who couldn't believe his eyes. He wasn't sure what he liked more, her pictures or her. Ooh la la, this is the good part. I love the romance in the artistic world. Well, you know, Gilles is French. He loves the romance in all the worlds. Frida and Diego fell in love. They were so similar and yet so different. But through their ups and downs, Diego encouraged Frida in her paintings. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a fun cake? So colorful and unusual. They're using the Day of the Dead skulls on top of their cake. Just married. Two artists in love. Through her wonderful pictures, Frida spoke out about how she was feeling. In some, she looked sad. But in others, she smiled. They had a whole variety of things. Seeing there were things that would be connected in hearts. And, sometimes paintings don't necessarily make sense. It's just about feeling and color and expression. And sometimes the artist gives you an interpretation. They tell you what the painting means. And sometimes you just figure it out for yourself. Art is considered very personal. Eventually, Frida decided to show everyone her work. Look where she is. We know who she is, don't we? Oui, she is the Statue of Liberty. A gift from France. Yes, this is true. Her pictures caused a great stir in New York City. Frida, may I have a comment? Please, anything about your art. Tell us about your trip from Mexico. What's next on the agenda? What do you think of New York City? All kinds of questions from the reporters for the famous, well, increasingly famous. She's not world famous yet, but she's getting famouser and famouser by the day. Now, when the exhibition came to Mexico, Frida was so sick she had to be in bed. But it was clear that nothing could stop her from painting. Not sickness, pain, or heartache. Because Frida, well, she had some bad breaks with her health and with that accident, but she never stopped doing what she loved. And isn't that great when you take an opportunity to make something good out of something bad? And look at all her admirers by her bedside. Frida Kahlo taught the world to wave goodbye to bad things and say, Viva la vida. Oh, can I say what that means? Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, Abuela Bear. That means live life. Live your life. Vive la vida. We love that. Viva la vida. Live your life. And Frida's life shows us that no matter what we go through, we must celebrate life and live it to the fullest. So, kid, you can go draw your own decorations, put on some music, maybe ask your parents if we can have some chips and salsa tonight, and dance like your red bear and pink bear.
I'm exhausted. Me too. Let's go get tacos. Okay.